When you're building your pages, you may be tempted to add a footer section like this. We have two footers in here, footer, footer 2. And you may be tempted to go ahead and click to add that to your page. Here it is. And to move it on down to the bottom of your page. And to publish it, and to think that you're all set. Let me go ahead and save this page, and let me show you the problem with doing footers that way and the solution we've come up with. So let's say you're creating a new page. We'll call this page About Us. And as you're adding a couple sections to this page, let me just throw in a couple to give you an idea here. Well, what you're going to have at this point is you're going to need to add that footer again. And the problem with that is you've already built the footer and you've already added the footer on a page. So now you'd have to redo all of your information on that footer again. So we've come up with a different solution for you here. Let's go ahead and delete this. In fact, I'm not even going to save this page here. We're just going to go back to our main home page. And we're going to delete that footer section from it. And what I want you to do for your footer is I want you to create a page, and you can call it footer, you can call it bottom of page, you can call it whatever you want. We're just going to call this footer main. You may want a different footer for a different page, or you may want no footer on a specific page. But we're just going to call this footer main, this new page. And on this page, we're going to add a footer. And we're going to publish that footer. There's a lot of great footer controls, which we'll go over in another video. Actually, I'll go over it in this one briefly. So once we have that page set, you're going to notice under page footer that you can set a default page for the footer. And we're going to put footer main as our default. The reason we're going to set it as a default is for every page we can now assign the default one. And if we ever change the default, so if we create a new page called footer 2 and we build a footer, we can just switch that to the default, and all the pages will be switched to that one where they're selected as default. So we'll save this. So we now have a footer page. We build that out however we want that to be. And as we're working on any other page, we would go into the page footer settings. We can see that the default is currently set for footer main. We can leave that where it is, and we can just say use default footer page. Let's just save this. Now, that footer is not going to show on this page because we really don't want you editing it on each and every page and saving it. And there's another reason as well. So if we go back to our preview, and we only have one section published on that page, so that's all you're going to see, but we're now going to see the footer. So if we set every single page we build using the default footer, all we have to do to edit the footer on every single page, sorry about that, went to the wrong section, is to go to our footer page and edit it. And then every single page that has that listed as a footer, it will automatically be updated on those pages. So this should help you keep your footer up to date. It also allows you, like I said, to create a different footer for a page if you want to. And the neat thing about the footer page is it doesn't just have to be a footer section. Let's say you want the map at the bottom of every single page. Well, you don't really need to add it to every page. You just add it. Oh, I added the map plus text, which is fine too. We have a full width map. But you can go ahead and add this. We can go ahead and publish this. And I could even publish this to mobile only. I could create another section, publish it to desktop only. So now we're starting to really modify the footer for devices, and we don't have to rebuild it. So if we're still previewing our home page, that's going to be at the bottom. If we add the footer, if we go into our About Us page, and there's obviously nothing there right now, but if we were to go in here and let me just throw something on here. Okay, I threw a couple little sections on here that we have. Let's go ahead and publish this. Let's publish this. Now, one time, we just need to go in and say for this page, go ahead and use the default footer that we've set. When we preview this page now, it's going to have the footer just like the homepage that we have set up. So just a reminder, don't go adding a footer to every single page. You don't have to. But remember, you can have multiple footer pages. You could call one page footer main, second page footer youth, and you could then set the youth page to use the footer youth section. Or you could just literally add a footer to one page if you want to, and just add it and build it just that way. The only problem with that is if you then want to use it on another page, you'd have to redo the work. So we wanted to make the footer as easy as possible to maintain across your website, and so that's how you do it.